This is the Loup Piaf from Domaine Capmartin, and this is the Côte de Gascony.
That's the region, yeah, Côte de Gascony. Yeah, so we're still in southwest France. This is inland, so not as far south as the Mediterranean coast and the Spanish border, a little bit further up and inland, so only a little bit south of Bordeaux, but mostly inland, Côte de Gascony. Big region in the southwest of France. Got lots of smaller famous regions. Madaran is a particularly famous one. They make famous red wines from the grape Tannat, big face ripper, high tannin red wine. But Côte de Gascony as a region in South France is famous for its blends that usually start with Sauvignon Blanc. So there'll be majority Sauvignon Blanc in here. There'll be some Colombard, which is a grape from the region that is often blended with Sauvignon. They're very similar to each other. There might be some Chardonnay. There might be lesser known grapes like Gros Manseng and Petit Manseng. They tend to add a little bit more sweetness to wines. It doesn't say on the bottle, but it's likely to be that. But it's definitely going to lead with Sauvignon Blanc, and I think you can tell that from the flavours.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not what I would expect from, you know, a Sauvignon Blanc as such. So those other grapes are kicking in there for sure. I mean, like, what are we getting here?
So the acidity is dialed down for sure. This isn't pure Sauvignon Blanc, so it's not got that super high acid, crisp, you know, almost zing your face off Sauvignon Blanc flavours. It's a little bit more dialed down. Makes it a fantastic summer wine for me. You know, when you're drinking copious amounts in the sun, the acidity can get tiresome after a while. I don't know if you've ever had a night on gin and tonic, and by the end of the night, you just want something a little bit sweeter because the acidity is really like attacking your palate. Where a cocktail comes in, absolutely. So this dials down the acidity. Don't let that worry you. This isn't a sweet wine by any stretch of the imagination. It's still a dry white wine, but we've dialed down the acidity, and we're really focusing just on the fruity flavours. You know, nice melony sort of fruit salad type flavours going on there. So yeah, it's Sauvignon Blanc, but maybe sort of Sauvignon on ice. It's just relaxing a bit, it's chilling out.
Nice. And I mean, you know, you've said there like summer vibes, drinking probably a little bit more than we should because it's easy. It's not got that kind of acidity fatigue. What about food?
Food-wise, makes great all-rounder. You know, it's not too much in either direction. So, you know, if you've got nibbles, you know, buffet food, tapas, all of that sort of stuff, this type of wine is going to go really well. Reminds me a bit of like Spanish Airén, which is just designed to go with tapasy type food. You know, it's a really nice balance between dry white and sweet white. We're not in sweet territory, but you know, it's got that nice balance so that it's happy medium for everybody.
Okay, and Domaine Capmartin, who make this, this is organic. They do stuff that's like low intervention.
Yep.
They're pretty forward thinking in what is a fairly old school region. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we often talk about Bordeaux and Burgundy being old fashioned, right, stuck in their ways, and that's why we tend to venture further afield. When you get down into rural France, places like Madaran and Côte de Gascony and all those little areas, not only are they like traditional and they've been stuck in their way for a long time, but they're not even like commercial either, like Bordeaux and Burgundy. So they're just doing it their way because that's how their grandfather's grandfather did it. And they're not even interested in whether it means they sell more wine. Unlike Bordeaux and Burgundy, they will follow trends. These guys are proper rustic, doing it their own way. Simon Capmartin from this winery, he's a bit more forward thinking. He has some of the, you know, the most expensive and popular wines in those regions made in the traditional ways. This particular selection of wines he's doing, including this one, it's about low intervention. So it's about, you know, not messing around with the grapes too much. It's definitely no additives. It's about organic, and it's about just letting the grapes do their own thing, but not in a rustic way. It's all state of the art and very forward thinking, and it makes super drinkable wines. This region is famous for tough wines to drink, like wines that you're like chewing on, and you're a bit like, can I get to the bottom of this glass?
I've often seen Côte de Gascony on, you know, the top shelf or, you know, just the one down in the supermarket with that old kind of calligraphic writing, and some of it's heavy going.
They want you to know you've drank it, like, and put the effort in. This is an entirely different direction. It's a modern direction. It's made for what we want to do, which is smash it back and enjoy it in the sun.
Nice. Well, look, you bring the weather, I'll bring the wine. We'll have a great time.
Cheers.